law and crime host and analyst Terry Austin. She's been with us from the very beginning as well. Terry, we had a long day on Friday, a lot to reflect on over the weekend. Let's just go back for a moment. And what stood out to you from that first day of the trial?
I think what was most interesting, Kira, is the fact that the opening statements were so different. We heard from the prosecution, and essentially it sounded as though Ahmaud Arbery was tracked, and he was tracked down, and he was shot in cold blood, and there was no reason for the defendants to be chasing him. He had never stolen anything from the property. We learned from the prosecution that Larry English, who owned the property, said he had never stolen from the property. So it definitely sounded as though, from the prosecution's perspective, that this was cold-blooded murder. But then we heard Mr. Sheffield, who is representing Travis McMichael, and based on that opening statement, it was a different story. He made it sound as though all three of the defendants, frankly, had a right to believe that Ahmaud Arbery had been vandalizing the property, might be stealing from the property. They weren't able to catch him in the past. They were all being very neighborly and trying to help Larry English and the rest of the neighborhood. And based on the citizen's arrest law, that is why they were chasing him down. They weren't intending to kill him. They didn't entrap him. As it turned out, Travis was acting in self-defense. So that's what you're hearing from the defense side. So what I'm impressed by is the fact that we really do have two opposing views, and those opposing views are not just in the courtroom, but out in society as well.
Well, we also learned new things from both sides as well before we talk about just the impact of that body cam that was so difficult to watch. You know, for the first time, we actually saw more than just a young man that was jogging down the street. The defense bringing up surveillance camera and pictures of an Ahmaud Arbery 12 days before he was killed, actually looking through property, being in places where he shouldn't be. Now, there was no proof of a weapon. He was not shown stealing anything, holding anything in his hands, but clearly on somebody else's property, sort of checking things out. Do you think that was strong, that caught the jurors' attention?
I definitely think it caught the jurors' attention to see Ahmaud Arbery so many times going onto the property, looking around, making it seem like he did want to take something or he was doing an inventory. And based on the way the defense spoke, it made the jury, I think, believe perhaps Ahmaud Arbery was up to no good, whereas before it seemed that he was just jogging. The other thing I think the defense did with showing those videos is making it seem as though he wasn't just jogging. He walked into the area, they said. He walked around the property, and then as he was leaving the property, he sort of sprinted off as though he knew he was doing something wrong. He wanted to get out of there. So it definitely is two sides of the same story. The prosecution tried to say basically during her opening that he was jogging and that he was definitely minding his own business, just looking around, and he jogged back into the community. And I think that is an important point. She's trying to say he's not trying to get away. He was continuing with his jogging. The other thing I'll add, Kira, is the prosecution made it clear that the daytime videos Larry English took were not saved. And so there were other times beyond these nighttime visits that Ahmaud Arbery did.
All right. Well, today, when they begin, we'll see the cross-examination of Officer Duggan, the one that had that body cam, the horrific and detailed body cam. It'll be interesting to see how the defense cross-examines him when we begin. Terry Austin, thank you so much. We will see you soon because we will have live coverage of the trial as soon as it begins at 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.